Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about if you need better equipment like the Leica M10 and the new Leica M11 to create better images. So frequently we can be hindering our own success because we are trying to make our success like someone else's. And we then wonder why it isn't working. You know what I'm talking about with all of us out here chasing new cameras like the Leica M11 and then going out and copying images we have seen on Instagram and social media. You've been trying to succeed in a lane that isn't yours. And today I'm going to help you find your lane. Now, the first thing is this: the Leica isn't a silver bullet. I feel as if these are the words that I wish someone had spoken to me when I began my career in the creative industry. I remember the first time I ever held a Leica rangefinder camera. It was the Leica M4, and I instantly knew I was in love. I loved how small the camera was. I loved how the camera focused. I loved how complex, but yet straightforward working with a Leica camera felt. I believe there is something really, really magical about the Leica camera system. Still, knowing all of that, I also know as a photographer that the Leica camera was not some silver bullet for my lack of inspiring images. We often get trapped in thinking that a new camera or something as expensive as shooting with a Leica will magically help us create differently or create different imagery. Now, it can help inspire us, but we still have to see the scene we see through the viewfinder differently. It is not so much that the Leica lenses will make us better at what we do, but repeatedly using the same equipment can make us better photographers. The newest isn't always the greatest. It is only the greatest because some marketing agency has found a way to mess with our emotions into believing that your camera that you currently own isn't good enough. The Leica M11 isn't going to fix that feeling that you have. In fact, it will only make you indifferent once Leica or whatever camera manufacturer you shoot makes you feel like the next new camera needs to feed your indifference to the equipment that you own. Now, I want to say with this next point because I think it's important. I think we need to stop looking for validation. This is an extremely important for finding your path in any creative industry. Our soft addiction with our cell phones and social media have inhibited us from making real progress to finding our own voices. Just recently, I was listening to a Andre 3000 verse in the Life of the Party song off of the Donda album by Kanye, and I was simply blown away by his lyrics. Now, I love music, and I have felt that I have always heard just about everything under the sun until Andre went off in arguably one of the best verses I've heard in an extremely long time. Andre spends roughly about 90 seconds calling out to his dead mother and wondering out loud why his mother hasn't spoken to him since her death. Andre is wondering out loud if heaven even still exists since his mother was such a firm believer in Jesus Christ. And it leads to perhaps one of the best lines in the entire album that goes something like this: if there's a heaven, you would think that the Lord would let you speak to your son. Now, I know you're wondering what this has to do with being a photographer or a creative. Well, it has everything to do with it. In the world of rap music, where material possessions have become how many show off their wealth, Andre is wondering about the most incredible passion he has lost, and that passion was his relationship with his mother. And from that point, he was no longer looking for validation of materialistic things like validation of his peers. Still, he was only concerned about his mortality and what his parents thought of the life he was living in this particular verse of the song. I simply wish that we could all get to the point in life where we are not concerned about that. May we all stop looking to others for validations that we are on the right track. Now, the next one I want to say is you need to stop blocking yourself. I found that I've used to think that it was always something that was holding me back as a photographer. It was the fact that I did not have the most incredible piece of equipment. I didn't have that Leica Summilux lens, or I didn't have the Leica M11, or that I didn't have that Leica M10, or that other wedding photographers were undercutting my prices or getting more work than me. But I then realized that my solution to my problem was getting around my frame of mind that was telling me all the wrong things. I'd gotten so good at creating my own personal roadblocks that I was hitting these made up roadblocks head on without my seatbelt on. I had to realize that my roadblocks were all in my head. I also realized that no one thinks more about me than I think about me. Stop creating mental roadblocks that don't exist by making up stuff that isn't true about yourself. Sometimes it just takes a simple perspective change for you to pick up and go out and create with the equipment that you already own. Now, I do want to tell you that you should enjoy the process. I once read that success will find you, but it has to find you working. If you're going to be working, you might as well enjoy the process. Sometimes it becomes easy to check out on the process when things aren't going well, but I would encourage you to stay in the lane and smile through it all. If you're building something special or creating something unique, if you want to be someone with a voice in any industry, you have to take the good with the bad. You can't achieve success without some failure. It is physically impossible to not fail. Nothing of value in this industry comes fast. There are no shortcuts like a new camera, that new Leica, or any new piece of equipment that can be a silver bullet to help you find success fast. If you're looking for the validation of others to know you've been making it, making progress or doing the right thing, you're looking in all the wrong places. Stop making up things about yourself that aren't true. All you're doing is blocking yourself from making progress in your craft. The last thing I would want to encourage you to do is to enjoy the process of what you are becoming and know that you're going to have some failures along the way. But knowing that nothing of value comes fast, you will have a better perspective on the stuff that you're creating. The legendary artist Nipsey Hussle said it best. Even as you make progress, you need the discipline to keep from backtracking and sabotaging the success that is currently happening. There was this Nike commercial that I saw a while ago, and it was about the women's soccer team, and it says, the commercial kind of went something like this. It's like, what you do in the dark will eventually come out in the light. So just keep grinding, keep working, keep just doing what you're doing, and one day someone will see it for what it is, which will probably be all good. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. I appreciate you watching. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you smash that subscribe button. And I hope to see you on the next video. Take care. Peace.